you have to be able to expose your position. When you say you lost money, the only way for us to truly know is if a forensic accountant comes in.
I want that.
So you want the full transparency.
Everybody, you don't understand. Everybody has.
So you got the 18 mil. Look, my man probably saw, let's go 6 to 7. Now, that's just straight cash. But we don't know. Some of it could be USD. Some of it could be some of that sweet, sweet equity position. But we won't know until a forensic accountant comes in.
And we want that.
I have a hunch.
Yeah.
I think you didn't lose a whole lot of the shirt off your back, but retail did. In corporate America, they have a thing called CYA, cover your ass. Correct. And I think, Mr. O'Leary, you're making the 70 appearances right now and testifying before Congress to let people know, hey, HR, something up happened. Someone burned down the house while mom and dad left. But you kind of were a part of the arson to begin with.
Well, let me correct you on that for a moment, okay?
Okay.
During the period when everybody was trying to get allocation to FTX, particularly FTX US, hottest deal on the street in 2021, I got countless calls from people saying, let me in on your allocation, you owe me, we've done business together. I said, guys, it's a startup. It's a big one. It's a $23 billion startup, but it's a startup. If I'm going to take this ride, I'll do it with my own dough. I'm not going to put anybody else's money into it. Okay. Nobody lost money on that deal in terms of investing on it except me. Okay. So I don't have the problem where I owe somebody, you know, an apology for investing beside me. I owe everybody, and all of us involved, owe an apology for not knowing it was an alleged fraud. But, you know, this happens from time to time. But in my mind, I can go to sleep every night knowing that it was my money, I lost it, I ate it, shame on me, but doesn't change what I do in the morning. I'm a very fortunate.
When you give financial tips, it's like a doctor giving a diagnosis to a patient they can't even see. You don't know the number of people that you're inadvertently
let me tell you
or advertently hurting.
Let me tell you why I disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Do you think I should go?
Just don't. That's all I'm saying. Be careful when you with people's bank accounts.
Everybody in the audience, do you think?
After the FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried fiasco, Kevin O'Leary, known as Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank show, exploded with negativity and guilt accusations. As he says, he got paid $18 million to be a spokesperson for the now-collapsed FTX, which led many investors, especially retail, to put their money in the fallen exchange. But, according to many, he didn't do due diligence when investing and deciding to promote that company, which ruined many people's lives. In today's video, we will see Kevin O'Leary being deleted from over 10 minutes straight on The Daily Show, trying to justify his acts. And when you watch what he is doing for money now, you will feel the pain too. Believe me, watch this video until the end. It's hilarious and sad at the same time.
Everybody's asking you about, you know, your endorsement of FTX, the $15 million bag, but nobody's asking you, how you doing? How are you feeling?
Well, let's just get the numbers right. It was $18 million.
18.
Okay? And it's all gone, and I get it, but you got to understand something about venture investing. FTX was nothing but a startup, okay? Right. Basically 18 months old, that's it. And in venture...
Wait, but can you take me through the relationship timeline of you and electrocuted...
How long you got?
We can run it. I told you. I was like, let's do it.
So
because just for context, at first, you've been on Squawk Box, you've been on programs, and you're like, Bitcoin is dog shit. This is awful.
Yes.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah. I think I did say that because at that time the regulator was very, very negative.
Yes.
And then countries like Canada, Switzerland, United Arab Emirates, France, England, Australia, they opened up.
Yep.
And if you're an investor like me, I invest internationally. I started to allocate to it.
Right. And then you start thinking, you go, look, you know, SBF. It's starting to open up internationally. It's becoming more regulated in Switzerland and other countries. And so, you know, clearly this guy who's running this Bahamian orgy is running a responsible operation.
So
how did he get in your DMs? How did he penetrate that heart?
So obviously, at a time in 2021 when FTX was out financing, doing rounds at a $23 billion valuation, that was the hottest deal on the street. So at the end of the day, when you invest in any startup, and this includes FTX and plenty of others, 8 out of 10 times you lose your money. Since 1954, when they started compiling these stats. Now, sometimes it's alleged fraud, sometimes bad execution, sometimes bad market, sometimes bad product, but for whatever reason, 8 out of 10 times you lose money. So the people that invested in FTX, people are asking me, well, isn't this going to change investing forever? No. Nothing's going to change.
Sure.
Because
obviously,
we're gunning for that 2 times where we make 1,000x on our money.
Right.
The next morning after I lost that 18 million, yes, I was pissed, okay? But it didn't change anything about what I do as an investor. I get right up and I go at it again because if every time I had a loser investment, I had to go to Congress, I'd need an apartment there.
Right.
I mean, we lose a lot of deals, but every once in a while I get a monster hit and it pays for all the mistakes. FTX is in the past for me. Too bad. I feel sick about it. We all look like idiots.
Right.
But we got to move on. We have to fund the next venture. We have to fund the next entrepreneur.
Now, Kevin says he was also screwed by being an investor in the company, too.
I was a paid spokesperson, yes. But I was also an investor. I took millions of dollars and invested them in FTX International and US.
Right.
So I'm getting squeezed on both sides on this point. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, okay, I have an agent. He gets contacted and says, look, do you want to be a paid spokesperson for this? I said, I'm interested in crypto. What do we know about this company? We know that it's got the biggest investor list I've ever seen. You go back and say, okay, 1.8 billion raised. Who's in the raise? Who did the due diligence? Plenty of them did.
And it's the heavy hitters.
Huge hitters. But we all know each other. We're in the private equity business. And I said, okay, somebody dillied this thing, and the parents were compliance lawyers out of Stanford. I mean, that's pretty good. So at the end of the day, it's a very unfortunate outcome.
According to Kevin, it seems the authorities are recovering a part of the stolen funds, and this is the amount they got so far.
From the reports, no one did their due diligence, so I'm asking you on behalf of The Daily Show, will you fly to Palo Alto, where he's on house arrest, and spray this down and hit him with the cattle prod? Enough of the 40 appearances, enough of the 4-minute segments on Squawk Box. Let's take a Southwest flight tonight. Layover in Chicago. It's on me. We land SFO, my dad will pick us up, and we will go to SBF's.
I think that's a little extreme.
Okay.
Just a little. I mean, look, at the end of the day, think about this.
At the end of the day, a lot of people lost money. Retail got fleeced. That's what happened at the end of the day.
Okay, did Lehman Brothers change anything? No. Enron? No. Bear Stearns? No. Long-term capital? No. There's always going to be the bad actors.
Sure.
This is capitalism, and every once in a while, there's a bad actor. You just went through a whole, litany of them.
Right.
And the system self-corrects. If you do bad things, shit happens to you. Bad shit. And I think that's okay. That's our system. The whole idea is you can make money without being a fraudster. This is a great country. You can be an entrepreneur. You can start a company with a great product and become a multimillionaire. That's the path that people take 99% of the time. And we should celebrate that.
Okay.
This comes along, alleged fraud like this, it's going to go through the system. Hopefully, we're going to get a huge recovery for everybody that lost their money. Already, the rumors are we're at 6 out of 8 billion. They found that, 6.1 billion. Who knows what else will be coming? I want to help everybody on this situation, but I've moved on, and so's everybody else.
Now, Hazen starts destroying Kevin in a funny and friendly way, but you can feel it in his words.
In corporate America, they have a thing called CYA, cover your ass. And I think, Mr. O'Leary, you're making the 70 appearances right now and testifying before Congress to let people know, hey, HR, something up happened. Someone burned down the house while mom and dad left. But you kind of were a part of the arson to begin with.
Well, let me correct you on that for a moment, okay?
Okay.
During the period when everybody was trying to get allocation to FTX, particularly FTX US, hottest deal on the street in 2021, I got countless calls from people saying, let me in on your allocation, you owe me, we've done business together. I said, guys, it's a startup. It's a big one. It's a $23 billion startup, but it's a startup. If I'm going to take this ride, I'll do it with my own dough. I'm not going to put anybody else's money into it.
Okay.
Nobody lost money on that deal in terms of investing on it except me.
Okay.
So I don't have the problem where I owe somebody, you know, an apology for investing beside me. I owe everybody, and all of us involved owe an apology for not knowing it was an alleged fraud. But, you know, this happens from time to time. But in my mind, I can go to sleep every night knowing that it was my money, I lost it, I ate it, shame on me, but it doesn't change what I do in the morning. I'm a very fortunate guy. I can take huge hits and I move on and I keep going. That is the essence of entrepreneurship.
Totally.
You're going to get kicked to the ground once in a while. And this was a big kick in the where it hurts.
Right.
And Hazen keeps shooting. How about you give us full transparency, Kevin?
You have to be able to expose your position. When you say you lost money, the only way for us to truly know is if a forensic accountant comes in.
I want that.
So you want the full transparency.
Everybody, you don't understand. Everybody has.
So you got the 18 mil. Look, my man probably saw, let's go 6 to 7. Now, that's just straight cash. But we don't know. Some of it could be USD, some of it could be some of that sweet, sweet equity position. But we won't know until a forensic accountant comes in.
And we want that.
I have a hunch.
Yeah.
I think you didn't lose a whole lot of the shirt off your back, but retail did.
All of my money on the comp, just so you understand this, by the contract was in an FTX account. So 18 comes in, as you correct, about half of it pays taxes and agents and the unions and all that stuff. Sure. The rest goes into the account. And on Saturday morning, November 10th, it was scraped out along with all the trading records. Everybody there, including me, does not know where that money is, or do they have the trading records? Do I want to hire a forensic accountant? Absolutely. I've disclosed I had 32 positions. It wasn't cash, it was crypto and all kinds of coins and tokens. And so they're all gone, and I would like to find out where they are. So would another million people.
But it was also house money. That's the key difference.
How do you say that?
You're playing off of cake. What's coming to you? Hey, we're giving you a big head start.
The million cash I put into the equity.
Sure.
That's not a million cash?
That's a million cash. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've lost 1 million USD.
You know,
you've lost 1 million USD personal.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, more. It was, I think, 1.25 million.
Okay, so the only way we can truly, but you're making that heuristic. You're making that heuristic based off of that 6 to 7 million coming in. Look, we're going to do math all day.
I get paid for a lot of things.
You're speaking to the upper 1% that can lose that money. Everybody else that's listening should probably just put their money in ETF, set it aside, go to sleep, wake up 30 years later. But you're not disclosing that. You're not disclosing, once again, your position, how much you've been personally paid up front.
I did. I told exactly what
No, not about FTX, just in general, with the myriad of companies that you're promoting.
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Guess what? I'm a capitalist. I'm an investor. That's what I do. I'm ashamed of it. I love to do what I do. I help all kinds of entrepreneurs, and I'm proud of that. We don't make money all the time is the point I'm trying to make. When you invest, you take risks. And that's why you need diversity. You need a lot of stocks. ETF's a good idea. It has a lot of stocks, whatever. At the end of the day,
But it's not a whatever. That position, doing that, putting your money in an SPY, S&P 500 for 30 years, is going to benefit 95% of the population. And the key problem is people turn to you, people like Kevin O'Leary, Mark Cuban, because they see you very differently than, say, Larry David.
But we take different...
Or Shaquille O'Neal, or all the other people that were in the FTX commercial.
Well,
Mr. Wonderful says this is a good position. In reality, every time you go on Squawk Box, or any of your many... let me just finish. I'll let you... We have all the time in the world.
I don't promote crypto positions. I talk about platforms and diversity. I didn't do commercials, and I never would, because I don't advocate single products.
You don't do commercials. I mean, you're on every third commercial during the commercial breaks of Shark Tank.
You know, you're talking about FTX, though, right? You're talking about FTX.
I'm not talking about FTX. I'm saying in general.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes.
I guess my answer is,
if you go to your YouTube channel, just on your YouTube channel, the 4th or 5th video on your YouTube channel is this the bottom of the market? Do you know what that's signaling to retail investors? It's signaling them to either pop in or pop out. When in reality, you should just go, hey, real talk? You should have one class at Harvard. It should be 10 minutes. Listen to me right now. Listen to me. Put your money in a Vanguard portfolio, VTSAX, or S&P 500. Maybe do a bond position right now because it's giving you 4%. Set it aside and turn off Squawk Box. Actually, don't even listen to what I have to say.
According to Hazen, we know people lost money with FTX. However, Kevin is still giving financial advice and pointing out products and companies people should invest in without proper disclosure or risk warning. And this leads to a great question again.
Are you a great investor or are you a great spokesperson? Because I think you're the latter.
Okay, I don't agree with you. Let me tell you what's happened over the last 10 years. The ability to tell a company's story, to get people to understand what their mission is and the benefit of their product is highly valuable, very, because there's a million stories out there, and the biggest problem every company has, including giant S&P companies, is how do they get customer acquisition? How do they acquire customers? 8 out of 10 companies fail in America after 36 months because they're never able to get their customer acquisition costs below the lifetime value. Right. That's where I change the equation. If I invest in your company, I tell your story. That's what my job is to do. Yes, I take risk. I'm fortunate to have money to invest, but I get behind it and tell the story. And that's what we do on Shark Tank. Why are Shark Tank companies so successful? Why do so many more of them make money than the traditional 8 out of 10? Because we tell their story to 100 million people every year. That's the magic sauce. So I think I'm a great investor by being able to be a great storyteller, too. People need to know what the product does, what the merits of it are. That's why they try it. That's why it's important to tell these stories. You talk to any shark.
Do you feel guilty? I hear what you're saying. So tell me, because I go to couples therapy, let me tell you what I'm hearing. Okay. And I mean this sincerely. Yeah. Tell me if what I'm telling you is right or wrong. What I hear you're saying is, no, Hassan, I disagree with you. I think I am a great investor and a great spokesperson. That you do both. That if I see something, a seed of a good idea in your company, I'm great at communication. I'm good at the micro content.
Both are true.
I can communicate those things. Okay. So then I would imagine you would feel some level of guilt when some of the companies that you are promoting end up leaving retail investors holding the bag, where you're like, damn, I promoted this.
This is where I disagree with you. Here's why. 8 out of 10 are going to fail. I know that, you know that, and the whole world knows that because those are the stats. There's nothing you can do to change that.
But the system of you going on these shows, Squawk Box is financial FOMO. The graphs, the ticker, but you're on. Guys are swinging kettlebells in Greenwich. Do I got to get in now or later? You know this. Breaking news, get in now. DoorDash IPO. Do I get in now, later? Again, it's that FOMO. I got to get in now.
I think what
so
you're
we
missing,
philosophically
what
disagree.
Your messaging is,
sure.
And I would agree with you on this. And I think if you're going to promote the idea of investing, you should also promote the idea of diversity, diversification. Sure. You can't put it all in any one position or any one institution. Because you don't know when there's going to be a next Lehman Brothers or a Bear Stearns or when a stock goes to zero. Right. By the way, big companies go to zero too. They do. Oh, yeah. And so that happens. So if you have diversification, and I learned this from my mother, never more than 20% in one sector. We have 11 sectors in the American economy.
If you are enjoying this video, get ready. This is the most ridiculous thing we have ever heard about a guy like Kevin O'Leary.
If you are a great investor, let me ask you this.
I'm proud of my track record.
Why are you on Cameo?
I love Cameo.
Are great investors on Cameo? Put up the graphic. Put up the graphic. Cameo. You can book a personalized video for $1,500. You can book a business video. I don't even know what that is for $6,500.
Do you understand why? Because this helps entrepreneurs launch their products and services. 99% of my Cameos is a business that can't afford to go to an agent and pay $500,000. This is fantastic. What they've done, my biggest mistake on Cameo was not to take down 20% of the stock when it was offered to me. Okay. I should have bought 20%. I mean, it was really a fantastic idea. Okay. Sorry, I'm an advocate, and I'm going to keep doing it. And people book them because it helps them. I'll do anything to help an entrepreneur. That's who I am.
Let me ask just a few sub-questions. First of all, Cameo is...
Oh, these haven't been tough questions?
No. Sub-questions.
Okay.
First of all, Cameo is absolute dog shit.
It's a way for Rachel Dolezal to wish you happy birthday. I'm not joking. Number two, do you think big boy investors do cameos? Do you think Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger tap dance for $6,500? Nassim Taleb is out here doing a business video.
They are not venture investors. They don't start up entrepreneurs. They don't
do you
any of
need
that.
the $1,500 or $6,500? Do you need any of it?
Listen, I spend plenty of dollars doing what I do, and I give to all kinds of philanthropic enterprises.
This is not about charity. I'm talking about the actual qualitative, the quality of that work.
I do that work because people tell me, and they have for years doing it, this has really helped me.
Okay.
I'm happy to do it. Read the comments. I mean, if you want to be a critic, go ahead, but read the comments.
I mean,
that's the real test,
the comment of a person asking for a $1,500 or $6,500.
People that actually use them.
Okay, sure.
I don't do many $1,500 ones.
They're all the $6,500 ones?
Unfortunately, I'm a little. Because if you're a business and you want to use it, you got to pay the
I feel
rights.
very sorry for those people.
Well, I'm sorry. You know, I'm going to charge you $1,200 for yours.
Let's close with this clip to close this great debate.
When you give financial tips, it's like a doctor giving a diagnosis to a patient they can't even see. You don't know the number of people that you're inadvertently
let me tell you
or
why
advertently hurting.
Let me tell you why I disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Do you think I should go?
Just don't. That's all I'm saying. Be careful when you with people's bank accounts.
Everybody in the audience.
Sure.
This video was quite different from what we usually bring to the channel. Did you enjoy it? Let us know in the comments below, and please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow for your daily dose of crypto.